floating rivers and floating streams and fishing at the same time is really, really popular. Putting in one spot and then maybe canoeing in a canoe or a little two-man boat or a little aluminum boat or something and floating that stream, not really having even a motor, nothing but paddles. Kayaks work really, really good for that. Maybe putting in one place and then floating several miles down that stream and loading out somewhere else. Now, it requires somebody down the other end to load you out, obviously. And you need to really remember how far that place is, because it may be like 5 miles down the road by land, but it may be 10 or 15 miles for water, because as those streams go around. But what is one of the real big key things to catching fish when you're floating a stream, as in a kayak or a small boat or something like this? What is one of the key things that you need to remember, and it'll work almost every single time? Good morning, guys and girls. March 10, reading from the Catch of the Day book on the Catching Better Life channel on YouTube. We have over 30,000 people on this channel, some of the finest people in the world. Make sure you're subscribed to it. We have 3 channels on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to all 3 of them. Be subscribed to all 3 of them. We do over 1,000 videos a year for social media. We have a Facebook channel, Jimmy Houston Outdoors, all capital letters on Facebook. If you're a TikTok person, you get over there, Jimmy Houston on TikTok, Jimmy Houston Outdoors. We don't post videos there every day, but we do post quite a few videos there. Post a lot of different videos, so you really kind of need to be on everything. March 10, Ephesians 4:29. That book of Ephesians has got some of the best stuff in the world in it. Best stuff in the world. When you talk, do not say harmful things. Wow, oh wow, oh wow. You know, if every time we violated that verse right there, Ephesians 4:29, if every time we violated that, we'd be fined $10, we'd all be broke. We'd all be broke. When you talk, do not say harmful things. Wow, what advice is that? What in the world could I write about that? I love to visit with the people I'm fishing with when I'm just fishing for fun. I don't talk a lot when we're fishing a tournament. When I'm just fishing out there, I love to visit with the folks I'm fishing with. Some of my best days fishing have been with my very good friend Joe Hall, who used to be the owner of Blakemore Roadrunners. He built Blakemore Roadrunners into one of the finest lure companies in the world. And we talk about everything from our beautiful wives to politics to business. Sometimes I'm talking about one thing while Joe's talking about something entirely different. And we're both having fun. We're enjoying visiting with each other. We're not even on the same subject. Amazingly, during all this talking, Joe Hall and I still catch fish. I can't ever remember any days that we just bombed out. We might not have got a full television show every day, but we got one just about every day. God gave us the ability to communicate so we can be helpful to one another. Can I say that again? God gave us the ability to communicate so we could be helpful to one another. Not so we could criticize one another, not so we could run people down, but so we could be helpful. That's why we are able to communicate with each other. One of my most frequent prayers is, please God, don't let me say anything bad about anybody today. Please God, don't let me say anything bad about anybody. It's pretty hard to do. I guess if I just concentrate on saying something good, nothing bad would come out. But let me tell you, it is so difficult to go through a day without saying something bad about somebody, especially if somebody brings up something about politics. We've always got something bad to say about the other party, the other candidate, the other whatever. Politics are so polarized in the country. But even with politics out, we say things bad about people all the time. And many times when we say them, we think about, why in the world did I say that anyway? Let's live by this verse, Ephesians 4:29. When you talk, do not say harmful things. And like I told myself here, if I would just concentrate on saying something good about everybody I talk about, nothing bad would come out. Nothing bad would come out. Here's our tip for today. Talk about floating a stream or floating a river for a float trip. Here's the key to catching fish. Don't try to cover too much territory in a day. Take your time. Take your time. So many times we're so anxious to get down and see what's around that next bend, around that next corner, that we pass up a lot of good spots. Take your time. Floating in a kayak or floating in a canoe or floating down a river in a boat without a motor on it, it's just a restful, peaceful day on the water. Take your time. Don't try to cover too much water, and you'll catch a lot of fish. Fish whatever water that presents itself in front of your kayak or canoe with whatever type bait you think is worth best in that situation. So have 4 or 5 rods rigged up with different stuff on them, So, okay, it looks like I ought to throw a spinnerbait here. It looks like I ought to throw a shaky head right here. Looks like right here is a good place for a topwater. This is a good place to throw a swim bait. Fish the water that presents itself, and you'll learn a lot that day, and you'll catch a whole lot more fish. Guys and girls, we're going to have you a great one. Fish lucky, and remember, I sure do love you.